Just a week into my training plan, I think one of the biggest challenges that became very apparent to me was managing fatigue. It's a fine line pushing ourselves to new limits, but also avoiding the risk of overtraining. So in today's video, I'm just going to be sharing my experience so far, giving you an update of the changes I've made to my training plan and how I've been feeling so far. Well, I also want to talk to you about the balance between pushing your body to new limits and also knowing when to rest. So ensuring myself to stay injury free while maintaining the discipline for consistent progress. So I restarted running while I was reading the book from David Goggins, Can't Hurt Me. And I jumped right into a 10K run after a 4-year hiatus from running. And luckily, I'm still young, so I recovered pretty quickly, but now I realize that the discipline in running doesn't simply mean pushing through pain or showing up to every training session going 200%. So I've come to realize that discipline in running actually means going at the correct speed and effort, controlling yourself not to go too fast when it's not the time to do so, and going at the most optimal speed for yourself to facilitate improvement without burning out or overtraining. So I think load management is done both before the run, during the run, and after a run. So let's start with before the run, which is basically to have a plan. It's important to recognize when fatigue is a sign of needing rest rather than to push even harder, which also includes how training would affect your daily life outside of training. You can prioritize your day accordingly. In some cases, I can foresee how fatigued I will be after a run, and depending on my other commitments during the week, I can reallocate the workouts that I have planned. For me, for example, I have to do all my runs in the morning because I have work during the day, and in the evenings, that's usually reserved for socializing or for family. And for example, I know I would never want to get out of bed Friday morning, the first thing for a run, after doing a hard workout the night before with the running group. So I saw that in advance, and instead of doing my easy run on the Friday morning, I moved that to Wednesday instead, and on Friday I'd be taking a rest day. So adjusting your plan in advance is very important, because if I hadn't changed my weekly schedule, I most likely would have missed my Friday morning run because I would be too fatigued, and I feel bad afterwards because I feel I had a lack of discipline. And of course, I could make other adjustments in the other areas of my life, such as sleeping earlier, but I thought it'd be easiest to just move my training day and rest day around to keep my training consistent. The situation's different for everyone, but this is what I've chosen to do, and upfront planning's definitely improved my discipline in training. And I think planning upfront can conserve a lot of mental energy needed for running because it takes a lot of the uncertainty out of the equation. When it comes time to do a run or a workout, then you do it. Because running isn't simply about physical energy. For example, it takes mental energy to finish the last reps in the workout and also to wake up for a run in the morning. And the more I streamlined my training to conserve both my mental and physical energy, the easier it became to make it consistent. So here you can see a before and after of the training plan that I planned in the beginning of June versus the one that I ended up following. I'm happy to say that the mileage didn't change that much since I moved the timings of the workouts around to maintain some consistency. But I can definitely do a better job at recovering better and hitting my speed sessions harder in the future. Now, moving forward to the actual run, I like to imagine my body being an automatic car, and in order to keep my body in the right gear, I have to control which gear I am in by managing the engine output and the speed I'm going at. But here's the thing, the longer you go at a higher gear, the more likely that something will break down. Imagine Lightning McQueen at the start of Cars 3. So it takes discipline to control yourself to stay at a certain speed, depending on the workout that you have planned. So not going too slow or too fast, depending on the workout. So in order not to turn the workout, such as an easy run or a tempo run, into something that's harder than it's supposed to be. Another thing to keep in mind during the run is that sometimes I start my runs feeling sluggish or tired, I might start feeling better after warming up for 5 to 10 minutes or stepping out in the sun. But in some other cases, especially now going into summer, and in Hong Kong it's very, very hot, and having to carry water around during a long run makes fatigue to kick in a lot faster because with the hydration vest, it's a lot hotter, and with the water weighing me down, fatigue tends to kick in a lot sooner. So, the second thing to pay attention to during a run is that to notice where the fatigue is coming from. So, whether that be coming from a lack of sleep or overheating or dehydration, these all requires different types of adjustments and attention. So, it's very important to monitor those during the actual run.
So I'm actually quite tired this morning. Yesterday was supposed to be a rest day, but then it turned out to be a hike. And also I did Muay Thai in the afternoon. My watch says I'm supposedly fully recovered, like 98%, but my body doesn't say that. Yesterday Muay Thai, did most of it in zone 2, but my muscles are pretty fatigued. So this morning was supposed to be a 45-minute easy run, followed by strides. I changed it to a 30-minute easy run, followed by strides. So making it a little bit easier on myself. And also, it's quite a humid day, so it's gonna be a little bit harder to keep my heart rate low. Just about to finish my 30-minute easy run now. Started feeling better after I started running, so I might do a 15-minute cool down later. Just at a lower intensity, but still getting the miles in. It's a humid day today. Sweating a lot, but heart rate's still being kept at a 150 heart rate, which is good.
And finally, after a run, I always have to remind myself to drink and eat properly, replenish those electrolytes, especially because I'm a very heavy sweater, and to properly stretch so that my muscles won't just tighten after a run. So this is my update after 3 weeks of my training. Wanted to record my thoughts as a reference in the future. Thanks for the comments and the feedbacks in the last video, and thanks for watching this one.